Hi, and welcome to Math for grade 8. So today we're going to discuss factoring polynomials by greatest common factor or GCF. Again, I'm Sir Larry of Malabon National High School. Okay, before we going to have our discussion, let me have some definition first. So to factor an expression, it means to write an equivalent expression that is a product. Again, to factor an expression, it means to write an equivalent expression that is a product. Now, to factor a polynomial, it means to write a polynomial as a product of other polynomial. Again, to factor a polynomial, it means to write a polynomial as a product of another polynomial. Okay? So, when we are dealing with factoring a polynomial by GCF, you have to think the distributive property of equality. And from our grade 7 lesson, distributive property of equality means a to the quantity of b plus c is equal to a multiplied by b plus a multiplied by c. Or if we're going to reverse it, that will be a multiplied by b plus a multiplied by c is equal to a to the quantity of b plus c. Okay? So let me have the steps of factoring polynomials by GCF. To factor the GCF out of the polynomial, we do the following. First, find the GCF of all the terms in the polynomial. Second, express each term as a product of the GCF and another factor. And lastly, use the distributive property to factor out the GCF. Let me have some example. Let's factor the GCF out of 2x cubed minus 6x squared. So our first step is to find the GCF of all the terms in the polynomial. So we have 2x cubed and 6x squared. So 2 is a prime number multiplied by 3x. And 6 can be factored by 2 multiplied by 3. And we have 2x. Okay, so our GCF will be 2x cubed. Okay, next is to express each term as a product of the GCF and other factor. Again, product of the GCF and another factor. Okay, so let me have this. So 2x cubed, okay, is equal to your GCF to x squared. And what would be the other factor? The other factor will be those factors that have been left beyond. Okay, so that will be x. Okay, so that will be the other factor. Now for 6x squared, we have 2x squared multiplied by, okay, very good, that will be 3. So that will be the other factor, 3. So the polynomial can be written as 2x cubed minus 6x squared or equal to 2x squared multiplied by x minus 2x squared multiplied by 3. So our last step is to factor out the GCF. Now we can apply the distributive property to factor out 2x squared. Okay? So 2x squared multiplied by x minus 2x squared multiplied by 3, that could be equal to 2x squared to the quantity of x minus 3. Okay, class? This will be the application of distributive property. Okay, so remember that a multiplied by b minus a multiplied by c is equal to a to the quantity of b minus c, where a is your GCF. Okay, now we can have the fast method. Once we know the GCF, the factor form is simply the product, that will be the product of the GCF and the sum and difference, or sum or difference of the term in the original polynomials divided by the GCF. Okay, so let me have this one. So find the factor of 5x squared plus 10x. So let me have the GCF. So 5x squared can be factored out by 5 multiplied by x multiplied by x, and 10x squared, that would be factored out by 5 multiplied by 2 multiplied by x. Okay. So that will be, your GCF will be equal to 5x. Now we know what is the GCF of our polynomial. So what we have defined there, the factor form could be the product of the GCF and the sum or difference of the term in the original polynomial divided by the GCF. Okay? In this case, we have 5x squared plus 10x, so we have the sum of the terms in the original polynomial. Okay? So we have here 5x product, that will be multiplication of the sum of the original polynomials divided by the GCF. So we can have it as 5x multiplied by x plus 2, or 5x is the quantity of x plus 2. Okay, so 5 divided by 5, that will be 1. X squared divided by x, that could be x. And 10 divided by 5, that will be 2, and x divided by x, that will be 1. So we lead as only x plus 2. So 5x, quantity of x plus 2, that will be the factor form of 5x squared plus 10x. Okay? So it's your turn. Find the factor form of the polynomials by GCF. Number 1, 14x squared y squared z plus 21xy squared z squared. Okay? Or number 2, 12w cubed t squared minus 9w t squared plus 15w squared t cubed. You can post this video for your solution. So here are the answers. Okay? So let us try to solve, or let us try to have the solution of these two items. Okay. For number 1, we have 14 x squared y squared z plus 21 xy squared z squared. Okay? Let me have this muna. Sorry. Z square. Okay, much better. Okay, so let me have the GCF. 14 can be factored out by 7 multiplied by 2. Okay, and 21 can be factored out by 7 multiplied by 3. So your GCF will be equal to, so this will be common, so that will be 7. Okay, x yx, because x is the least degree, okay, of the variable x. This is x squared, this is x, or the first degree, so we have to get that x. Y square, okay, and we have z, so that will be your GCF. For those who cannot follow in finding the GCF, you have to watch my first video, okay, that is getting the GCF out of the polynomial. Okay. So what we have defined earlier, that the factor form can be the product of the GCF and the sum or difference of the original polynomial. In this case, we have to get the sum of the original polynomial divided by the GCF. Okay, so this will be divided by the GCF. 7xy squared z, 7xy squared z. Okay, so multiply, product. 14 divided by 7, that will be 2. Okay, this will be cancelled out. Y will be cancelled out and z will be cancelled out. So that will be x. Plus 21 divided by 7, that will be 3. Cancel this out. Y will be cancelled out. 1z will be cancelled out. So that will be z. So that is your factor form. So the factor form of 14x squared y squared z plus 21x y squared z squared is equal to 7xy squared z to the quantity of 2x plus 3z. Okay, that is the solution for number 1. So let me have number 2. Number 2, we have 3 terms. So that is the trinomials. So we have 12w cubed t squared minus 9wt squared plus 15w squared t cubed. Okay. Again, first you have to get the GCF. Okay, 12 can be factored by 3 and 4, or 3 multiplied by 4. 9 can be factored by 3 multiplied by 3. And 15 can be factored by 3 multiplied by 5. Okay? So, what is common here is your 3. So, GCF, 3, we have W, that is the least degree, and we have T square. Okay? So, that could be the GCF of the polynomial. Okay. Let me erase this. Again, let us try to divide these terms by its GCF. So that will be divided by, let me have this read, 3wt squared, 3wt squared, 3wt squared. Okay. So, multiply, sabi, product. So 12 divided by 3, that will be 4. This will be cancelled out and that will become square. This will be cancelled out. So W square. Okay? Minus 9 divided by 3, that will be 3. Cancel this out. Cancel this out. Okay. Plus, that will be 5. W cancel. 2 t's, that will be cancelled out. So that is W t. Okay? So that could be the factor form of 12w cubed t squared minus 9wt squared plus 15w squared t cubed. It is 3wt squared to the quantity of 4w squared minus 3 plus 5wt. So hope this video helped you in factoring polynomials by GCF. Okay? See you on my next video. Bye. Thank you. See you around.